Hi there! In the next few minutes, you're going to get a crash course on how Horizon's back office modules help you fully integrate all of your food service operations to help you work smarter, not harder. Now everyone operates a little differently, but these basic concepts are at the core of our best practices, and we recommend that they be applied whenever possible. As you watch this video, try to make a mental note of anything that stands out to you and use that to paint a picture of success. Try to envision what success is going to look like in your district and use that as you work with the software. Now after a meal service, you're going to create a production record to document the results. And a lot of people see this production record as the final step in the process. At some point, you also need to look around at your inventory and order more stuff. Well, this is all very common, but it's also a very reactive way to operate. Horizon is going to turn this around and actually start with the production record to plan, prepare, and execute the scheduled menu. And we're going to work with the end in mind. We're going to create an order forecast that's based on the scheduled menu, but also takes into account what we have available. Well, this approach is much more proactive, and it allows us to use the scheduled menu as the driver for all of our back office operations. Now when it comes to meal service, the last thing we want to do is to make it up as we go along. So instead, Horizon gives us tools to better plan and prepare for each individual serving day in advance. Central Office has already scheduled menus that are compliant with USDA regulations and that also fit within the operations budget. So each site begins by using the scheduled menus to create an on-screen production record for each serving date. This is typically done a few days in advance. Since today is Wednesday, we're going to plan ahead by creating our production record for Friday. Our new production record starts us off with the scheduled menu items, their portion sizes, and a projected number of servings for each one. Site managers can tweak the projected servings wherever necessary. Now we'll want to make sure that we'll have enough ingredients on hand to make all of this, so we need to handle our exceptions. These are the numbers of servings we're going to be short on based on our current inventory. There's no need to panic, it's only Wednesday, and we've got more deliveries coming in between now and Friday. But as we get closer to the serving date and more deliveries arrive, our exceptions are updated to show that we now have enough inventory items on hand. When it's time to start preparing the food, we can print out recipe instructions for the kitchen staff. These instructions have been recalculated to use just the right amount of each ingredient to produce the exact number of projected servings. Also included is a pool ticket showing the exact amounts to pull from inventory. After meal service, we need to update the production record to show the results, and since all of our operations are tied together, we can even use our POS sales to update the production record. We'll still want to verify these numbers, and we can manually enter the leftover amounts ourselves. Either way, based on what's left over, the software can quickly calculate what was served. And with the updated information already on the screen, we simply print it out for our own records and for audit purposes. An electronic copy of today's production record is also sent to the central office. Now since we've already told the software what was used up during meal service, we can now use our production record to update our inventory levels. The software looks at the number of servings used and quickly converts servings into inventory units to deduct the right amount of boxes, bottles, jars, and cans for us. As we start to plan our production for the upcoming menus, we need to create a forecast of what will need to be delivered. And rather than trying to juggle all of the different vendors and delivery schedules and menu items in our head, we're going to focus on one thing at a time. And Horizon gives us easy steps that will help walk us through placing our order step by step. Right on the home page is an on-screen checklist that includes a button to place an order. Well, step 1 sounds like the best place to start, so today is Wednesday, April 24th, and I'm going to look 2 weeks out at the scheduled menu for May 8th. We're asked to simply verify the number of servings being projected for that serving day. Because the software keeps a history of past production, we can even factor in the recent averages or make other adjustments based on our own experience and knowledge of what sells and what doesn't. Now we let the software convert the forecasted servings into actual case quantities for each ingredient we need. The software also factors in what we already have on hand, what has already been ordered, and what we'll probably use up between now and May 8th. So all of this results in the number of cases we ought to order for that serving day. The software uses all of our vendors' schedules to provide just-in-time deliveries for May 8th. This means we're going to get the freshest ingredients possible, but still have enough time to thaw, cook, and prepare everything safely for meal service. So let's turn our forecast into a real shopping list order that we can edit and send to our central office for approval. This order includes items that will all be delivered on May 6th. When everything's set, we complete our orders and submit them for processing. As our deliveries arrive, we receive them into the software to update our inventory levels and print out a receipt for our records. By keeping track of what comes in and goes out of our inventory, the software can keep a perpetual inventory, and this means knowing exactly what we have on hand at each location on a daily basis. And this is important because it allows central office to proactively manage inventory instead of reacting to shortages and stockpiling. Now, we'll still want to take a monthly physical inventory count at each location, and the physical inventory count will be used to generate our inventory values, but it also resets the perpetual inventory every month, kind of like balancing your checkbook. The easy steps are going to walk us through this process step by step so we can do this quickly but accurately every month. So first, we'll print out our worksheet to record our physical counts. For quick data entry, we use the worksheet to type the item's 4-digit stock number, the number of full cases, and the number of broken units, and then press the Enter key to move on to the next item. We can track the total dollar value entered as we go along to help prevent mistakes. And by previewing the results on the screen, we verify our counts for accuracy before completing and sending to central office. When finalized, central office can report the inventory values across the entire operation for a monthly snapshot. Having control of our inventory is important because our inventory items are the building blocks of everything we do in back office. Inventory items are ordered and received for production, but they're also going to be analyzed as ingredients in all of our recipes and menus. And each ingredient is going to contribute to the overall menu's nutritional analysis, meal pattern compliancy, and cost per serving. And don't forget that all of our inventory items are also going to be used as POS menu items for our cashiers to ring up at the point of sale. So inventory is a living, breathing thing, and it's important that we maintain it properly within the system so that we can really fully integrate the operations like you've seen in this video. Horizon's best practices for inventory, procurement, menu planning, and production are all aligned to help us do this, to help you work smarter, not harder.